What up, yo? It's I2I35, aka Josiah David, and in this video I'm going to be talking about something rather different that has absolutely nothing to do with science, creation, the Bible, or evolution. It's rather talking about the movie Les Misérables, the recent one that just came out in 2012. Now, there's one version of the story Les Misérables that a lot of people don't know about. In this video I'm going to be talking about something further, with a lot of people giving reviews of the movies. I want to give something extra that I think a lot of people haven't really commented on, is that the 1998 version is rather overlooked by so many people. This was completely passed by the Academy Awards when it came out in 1998. I dare say it's an amazing adaptation of the story Les Misérables. It stars Liam Neeson, Geoffrey Rush, Uma Thurman, and Claire Danes. And I dare say the story was moving, the story was elevating, the story was rather like, you could have a connection with a lot of the characters and know what they were going through. And a lot of what, according to what this movie really gave, it's just that if I have some downsides with this movie, I would say that there's an element of false Christianity in it, talking about Catholicism and stuff. You know, it's in France and that kind of stuff. But I do give it credit for giving good talk about what God does, God's mercy, God's love, God's grace, God's forgiveness, stuff like that. And with the sort of problems I have with the 2012 version, in some ways which this version is quite superior to that one, it's just that I even have to talk about the casting. Helena Bonham Carter and Sacha Cohen, whatever, however you pronounce that guy's name, I don't know, how are they put into there? They're supposed to add comic relief, but no, they were just disturbing to look at. I mean, Helena Bonham Carter being put in there, I just felt like going, I expect Johnny Depp to walk on stage any moment. And Sacha Baron Cohen, I mean, I feel really sorry for the guy. The fact that he's Jewish, I love Jewish people. I think a lot of you know that already. But I think there are a lot of Jewish people with a God-given intelligence, born into the world, and use their intelligence the totally wrong way for the totally wrong things. And I remember him in an interview he had with Ken Hovind. People tried to say Ken Hovind was stumped. Well, no, he wasn't stumped, but Ken Hovind's ministry is amazing, and this Cohen guy keeps making himself look ridiculous in all these movies that keep on coming out. And something else that's I really want to comment on is that Liam Neeson plays Jean Valjean extremely well. I mean, come on, it's Liam Neeson. He's awesome and excellent in almost every movie role he's in. Liam Neeson playing Jean Valjean, the personality he puts forth, the morale, the good intention, he says a lot of things that need to be said and does a lot of things that need to be done. His character is just so strong in this movie, and I just love him for that. Hugh Jackman, on the other hand, was not really convincing. I mean, with Hugh Jackman, I think I'm not the only one who couldn't take him seriously, because, you know, he's known for playing Wolverine, which the X-Men movies, which, by the way, I'm not a fan of, by the way, no offense to anyone out there, but it's for good reason. You know, there's the element that you cannot really take a lot of these new actors seriously. I mean, you've seen them in these roles and, like, really? You guys are starting to come into this movie? Really? You can sing and all that kind of stuff? A lot of their past films, I've seen them taking God's name in vain, and now they're in this one and they're talking about how God is so marvelous, God is so beautiful. Well, I appreciate the dialogue, but again, I just can't take them seriously. I can't believe them in these roles. I'd much rather be laughing at them. Javert is the villain in the story Les Misérables, and I think Geoffery Rush, who played Barbossa in Pirates of the Caribbean, there was a time when a pirate was free to make his own decisions, plays a real believable, evil, harsh, and despicable and unlikable villainous Javert. Even much better than Russell Crowe. Yeah, Russell Crowe, there's a lot of people who are complaining that he's not a good singer. Yeah, he sings like, "Hello, why you talking so funny?" Yeah, I understand that, but there's that one scene where he's on the rooftop and he's singing the song called Stars. I mean, that scene alone, I loved that song. I mean, I've got the song on my iPod. And yeah, there's some songs from the 2012 version that I have to admit I have on my iPod. And back to again what I said about the Russell Crowe Stars song. Javert is supposed to be the bad guy in this, and he's supposed to believe in God and saying he's doing God's work. I mean, just typical Hollywood bias and propaganda, trying to make the people who believe in God look like the bad guys. If you take that song out of the context of the movie, it sounds like a real righteous song, and that is really engaging, and it's believable, it's really beautiful, it's really strong, it has the strength of, like, righteousness in it. There was a few things I liked in the 2012 version. For example, When Russell Crowe is in that general outfit and riding on that horse, I thought he looked really cool. I thought the little girl that they played to play Cosette, she was really cute. She was very precious looking, and I loved the song Red and Black. When the young men were singing it, I felt really strong and like uplifting, and especially the Star song by Russell Crowe, I have to give credit to him. That part was really good. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, he's bad at singing. Well, he only had 3 months of training, and maybe he should have had longer than that. I don't know. There's just so much bad in the movie that it really seems to overwhelm the little good that is in there. For example, the boy in the story called Marius, who falls in love with Cosette, he already had a girlfriend, which I thought was pretty already. Would he really just leave his girlfriend and go for that girlfriend instead? I thought that was highly ridiculous. And I'd also have to address the sewers part, where Jean Valjean and Marius fall into the sewage area. That was totally disgusting. It was where the movie just jumped the shark for me. I just thought, do we really have to see this on the big screen? It was disgusting. Come on, get out of this place. Alright, I get it. Don't show us close-up shots of the sewage on their faces and everything. And wouldn't all that sewage have infected Marius's war wound? Also, something else with Russell Crowe in Les Misérables, I just can't see him as a bad guy. He has such a kind face. A role I really approve of and appreciate him in was he took on the role of Jor-El in Man of Steel. That was a real believable role. I loved him in that. He was excellent as Jor-El. I also have to give credit to Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, a lot of people hate Rotten Tomatoes. I even dislike it for giving Man of Steel, a movie which I loved about Superman, a 56% rating. You know, a lot of their rating system is really flawed and untrustworthy, but they gave this version a 73%, and they gave the 2012 version a 61 or 62%. And so in a lot of ways, the story and the characters and the emotions that go through this version are really believable. The 2012 version just seemed to skip all ahead and skip all these important aspects that make the story rather engaging, and they just push it like with more singing and stuff, and these people we're supposed to feel sorry for, we don't know what to feel for. We kind of feel more like toward the end of like feeling annoyed or irritated by these characters. I mean, rather just speak to each other instead. I mean, a lot of the songs rather don't make sense, and if there's anything else I'm leaving out, Anne Hathaway. A lot of people say it's a breakthrough performance, but I don't get it. No offense to anyone out there who is a fan of Anne Hathaway. I have to admit, I first saw her in the Princess Diaries series. I have to admit that. But I just can't look at her in this movie. I mean, her appearance, I don't know, it's just that whenever she's singing, though I think she's trying her best, I just can't look at her when she's singing or whenever she's on screen. She looks like she's in her Gollum Schmeagol makeup. And I even have to comment on the camera work. A lot of times the camera is really zoomed in on the characters and is shifting and going all over the place. It's hard to tell what is going on. As one guy put it, he said, I want to feel connected and close to the characters, not count how many zits they have. That's a good way of putting it. Especially when the camera is so close to their faces and up close to a lot of things, you're not able to really take in and admire the beautiful sets that they're probably working on. The cameraman needs to be fired. The camera work in this one, you can get to know these characters at least from a distance. Okay, you do not have to be that close up to their faces to get to know them or know what they're going through. I loved it when this version was able to connect with you, and it could actually help you engage. You know, it connects with you when you feel like you want to hide, or when you're afraid, or when you want to keep a secret, or you just want to make sure you don't get noticed. It was really thrilling and engaging. My heart was, the first time watching it, my heart was like beating the entire time. I hope he doesn't get noticed, hope he doesn't get noticed. And if also the 2012 version was supposed to be talking about the messages of mercy, grace, love, forgiveness, compassion, all those sorts of things, there's so much bad in it. It's just that there's so much bad humor and weird stuff in it that you hardly even get the message in the end. And another issue in the movie is that there's this one boy who gets shot. In the 1998 version, when the boy got shot, I literally went, I was shocked. But in the 2012 version, when he got shot, I was like, thanks for that. Because he was so annoying. The way he talked, what he did, everything. You just cannot connect with a lot of these characters. A lot of them were just plain irritating and annoying. There's a few good things in the 2012 Les Misérables that I have to give it credit for. I think it's worth one watch for all those parts. But this version is one that I could watch over and over and over and over and over again and never get tired of it. It's really engaging every single time I watch it. So how is it that Anne Hathaway was only on screen for like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, but she gets Best Supporting? I think it has to do with that song she gave, yes, but I just can't help thinking, but they stole that song from Susan Boyle. Acting. There were a lot of actors in here that were really not really trained with singing, gave a lot of notes that just made you cringe or feel awkward. I'm so glad I never watched this movie with my family. Don't try to take my word for it, just try watching this video called Everything Wrong with Les Misérables in 6 minutes or less. I recommend this version of Les Misérables, not necessarily the 2012 version. And please, the Academy Awards, get this movie through your awards again. It's gotta deserve some Oscars for some supporting actors, supporting actresses, the actors, the actresses, the music, even Best Picture. It's just a great movie. Please, take this to your attention a little more. So, that's all I want to say for this video, just about a little movie stuff. I hope you all are doing great. Peace out, keep thinking, Jesus bless you, and TDFN, ta-da for now.